What is up, legends? Martin Legend and Theodore, the magic mascot. He's going to just try and hang like this. I'm probably going to mess up my camera or something. I don't know. Theodore wants to be close to the action. Let's see if he can hang something like that. Okay, Theodore's giving me a little bit of room to work with. He's just sort of hanging on the camera. We are back with another card trick. Today's one is a kind of a beginner card trick, but that doesn't make it any less amazing. And yes, Theodore that's his eye, in case you're wondering. So he's got one of the best vantage points for this card trick. He's looking at it right from the top. And yes, if you're brand new to my channel, hit the subscribe button. And if you are returning to my channel, also hit the subscribe button. Really does mean the world to me. And let's get straight into today's performance. I'll have to take Theodore off now. Okay guys, so for today's card trick, I'll go up to a spectator and I will shuffle the cards just like this. I'll also give the cards a bit of a overhand shuffle, just like this, and then I'll give it one more like sort of shuffle-ish deal. Let's just get it all nice and mixed up. Okay, there we go. So the cards is nice.
What a shuffle's called? A shuffle-ish?
Yes, it's called a shuffle-ish. No, I have no idea what it's called. So the cards are nice and mixed up now. So now what I would do is I would ask a spectator to cut the deck in roughly 2 equal piles. So one pile like that, and then the other pile like this. And now what I would do is I'll ask the spectator to cut these two about in half as well. Obviously it doesn't have to be exactly half, just as long as it's close. Okay, so now first pack, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take 3 cards, put it at the bottom, deal 1, deal 1, deal 1. Second pile, I'm going to take 3 cards, put it at the bottom, deal 1, deal 1, deal 1. Third pile, I'm going to take 3 cards, put it at the bottom, deal 1, deal 1, deal 1. And lastly, fourth pile, I'm going to take 3 cards, put it at the bottom, deal 1, deal 1, deal 1. Okay, so the cards were mixed up and I randomly dealt out cards. You guys cut the deck wherever you wanted, and we are left with these 4 top cards. Let's have a look. We found 2 aces. We found 2 more aces. We found the 4 aces. Now most of you probably know exactly how this is done, but still stick around for the tutorial. And yes, I think this is going to make a good thumbnail just like this. As always, 4 links in the description of any video. How to shuffle cards like a magician, you do need that. How to control a spectator's card, you don't need that. How to force a selection on a spectator, you don't need that. And how to do magician's choice, you also don't need that. Okay, so kind of amazing thing about this one is I'm teaching you a couple of new shuffles that I have taught in previous videos, but I'm just doing it again for those of you who don't know how it's done yet. So this card trick obviously has a setup. You start with the 4 aces at the top of the deck. Now what you can do is you can shuffle the deck, maintaining the 4 aces at the top. So you can do a riffle shuffle. Just make sure that you maintain the 4 aces at the top. Then you can do maybe a couple of false cuts, whatever you want. You can maybe do another false cut, just so the spectator thinks that you're cutting it up nicely. Now you can do an overhand shuffle. So what I did was I grabbed some cards from the middle to the bottom and I overhand shuffled it, not disturbing the top couple of cards. Just like this, maybe one more, just like that. And now I did, this is a false cut. It's one of my favorites. So what you do is, this looks very, very realistic. It looks like a real shuffle, however it's completely false. So what you do is you grab some cards from the bottom, take it over. It's very important to take it over to give the illusion that you're taking from the top. You place it down, then you place the rest of the deck on top. So now you've just taken these cards from the bottom, put them back at the bottom. Now you take more cards from the bottom and place it off-center to this. Then you take the top portion off, and this was still the bottom, this was second from the bottom. You place it back on, you do this again, you take some cards from the bottom, place it on here, and you just keep doing this, and this looks nice and messy. If you get nice and fast with this, it looks like you're doing a 100% legit shuffle. I'll show you guys quickly what it looks like in full speed. It looks like 100% legit. Actually, it looks like a very messy shuffle, but in actual fact, it's completely false. You are still left with the 4 aces at the very top. What I'm going to do now for the tutorial is I'm going to leave the 4 aces face up. Obviously in real life scenario, you would not do that because that's kind of a dead giveaway, and you would just ask the spectator to cut the deck in 2 even piles. Now you just have to remember where the top pack is, because what you're going to do is you're going to ask them to cut again in half. Now you need to just remember that the aces is right here, and you start off any spot except for the aces. So what you're going to do is you're going to take 3 cards, put at the bottom, and deal 1 on top of the other 3 piles. Now you take the next pile, but you leave the aces pile for last. You take 3 cards, place at the bottom, and deal a card on all 3 the packs. Now you take the third one, still leaving the aces one for last. You take 3 cards, you put at the bottom, and deal a card on each one. Now what you've done is you've taken 1 card from here, 1 card from here, 1 card from here, you've placed it on top of this pile. So there's 3 cards on top of the aces, and your way to get around this is by again taking 3 cards, putting them at the bottom, and dealing the 4 aces, or the 3 aces, and the 4th one will just remain on the pile. Anyway guys, this is a very simple one, but it's still a decent card trick. I enjoy this because it's not the greatest card trick ever, but it's something that you can do and it will fool a lot of people. It might not fool your average magician, but I mean, we're not doing card tricks to try and fool magicians. We're doing card tricks to like fool family, friends, colleagues, stuff like that. That is at least what I got into magic, to maybe fool some family and friends, and just maybe at a dinner party or something like that, whip out a deck of cards. It's quick to set up the 4 aces at the top. You can just play around with the deck and you can put the aces on the top, and the people will be none the wiser. Then you give it a couple of false shuffles and it will look like you are legitimately shuffling, and especially if you do that last one I showed you, will look like you're legitimately shuffling the deck, and your spectators will enjoy this. Your friends, family, whoever you're showing this to. But guys, anyway, until next time, Martin Legend and Theodore the Magic Mascot. Peace everybody.